Top 10 facts to lower your risk and preventing breast cancer. Breast cancer is the most commonly diagnosed cancer in women aside from lung cancer. It is estimated that 1 in every 8 women will develop invasive breast cancer in her lifetime. Breast cancer is a disease in which cells in the breast grow out of control. There are different kinds of breast cancer. The kind of breast cancer depends on which cells in the breast turn into cancer. Breast cancer can begin in different parts of the breast and symptom varies from person to person. This video brought to you by Top 10 Best Facts channel, that will showcase all the best facts about anything that is unique, and the best of everything the world can offer. Videos posting every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. To see my other videos, click the end card at the end of this video. While there are certain risk factors that can't be changed, such as genetics, studies published 2015 have shown that certain lifestyle habits combined with other healthcare strategies can lower your risk. 1. Get physical. Physical activity may reduce your risk of breast cancer. Exercise doesn't always mean traditional gym exercises either. You can dance, chase your kids, play a sport, whatever gets your heart pumping. Not everyone has a routine. Every day can be different. You might have a block of time on some days for exercise, but on other days it might be short and when you can fit it in. Whatever the day brings, here are some suggestions you can try. Perhaps you prefer the idea of a half-hour or hour-long exercise session rather than exercising when you've got time. If so, you need to be organized, especially if you're working around family commitments and other activities. Consider these tips. Try exercising early in the morning before you get busy. If you're a morning person, set the alarm and get yourself going. If you struggle in the mornings, allow yourself to try at least 2 days of early exercise. You might surprise yourself if you enjoy it, and keep it up. Schedule your exercise session in your diary or calendar. When it's already in your diary, you're more likely to plan other things around it. Commit to exercise with someone else. It's much harder to cancel when you feel you're letting someone down. Most importantly, choose an exercise that you really enjoy. Don't swim if you prefer running, and don't choose a solitary sport if you prefer the fun and social aspects of a team sport like basketball. Think about the travel time involved. You can start a walk or run from anywhere, but going to the gym will take extra time. Do a workout at home. 2. Skip the alcohol. Women who consume 2 to 5 drinks daily have about 1.5 times the risk of breast cancer as women who don't consume alcohol. The American Cancer Society recommends that women who drink have no more than 1 alcoholic drink a day. Alcohol is not the leading risk factor for breast cancer. Drinking is more closely tied to a number of other illnesses than it is to breast cancer. That doesn't mean that it can't play a notable role. Binge drinking. 5 or more standard alcohol drinks within a 2-hour period for males. 4 or more for females, and/or heavy drinking. 4 or more drinks per day or 14 or more drinks per week for men. 3 or more drinks per day or more than 7 drinks per week for women. Especially at a young age, increase the chance of developing breast cancer later in life. Heavy drinking also affects the risk of breast cancer in postmenopausal women. 3. Quit smoking. Numerous studies have shown an association between smoking and the risk of developing breast cancer, as well as the risk of recurrence. Inhaling secondhand smoke is also believed to contribute to an increased risk. Chronic, heavy smoking is linked to a higher risk of breast cancer, according to the American Cancer Society. This risk may be highest in women who start smoking before having their first full-term pregnancy, according to a 2011 study in the Archives of Internal Medicine. This may be because breast development is completed during the 3rd trimester of a woman's pregnancy. At this point, a woman's breast cells may be less vulnerable to the carcinogens of tobacco smoke. In addition, certain women may be more vulnerable to smoking's effects on the breast than other women, based on their genetic makeup. This means that having a certain gene or genes may put a woman more at risk of developing breast cancer when exposed to smoke. The link between secondhand smoke and an increased risk of breast cancer is a bit more controversial, but scientific data suggest avoiding secondhand smoke is also wise. 4. Eat a low-fat diet. A diet low in fat not only decreases the risk of obesity, but it can also reduce your risk of breast cancer. It's known that estrogen plays a major role in the development of breast cancer and that fat tissue contains small amounts of the hormone. There is no definitive research about the effect of fat intake in general and breast cancer risk, but numerous studies have concluded that obesity plays a big part in breast cancer development. Eating fruit daily may help reduce the risk of breast cancer or fend off a recurrence. One study that followed women over 30 years confirmed that regular consumption of fruits reduced the risk of breast cancer, particularly more aggressive. While fruit is well known for its antioxidants, compounds known to fight cancer causing free radicals, it also has other components that are thought to play a role in providing these benefits. Aside from its potential benefits for breast cancer, there is no doubt that fruit, especially fresh fruit, is good for your overall health, and, when part of a healthy diet, may help ward off heart disease, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, and kidney stones, as well as cancers of the mouth, stomach, and colon. 5. Conceive early. It's not always possible to plan when or if you get pregnant, but research has shown that having no biological children, or having your first child in your mid-30s or later, increases the risk for breast cancer. Although it is possible to get pregnant in the days leading up to your period, it isn't likely. You can only get pregnant during a narrow window of 5 to 6 days a month. When these fertile days actually occur depends on when you ovulate, or release an egg from your ovary. Pregnancy-associated breast cancer, PABC, is defined as breast cancer diagnosed during pregnancy or in the first postpartum year. Breast cancer affects approximately 1 in 3,000 pregnant women and is the second most common malignancy affecting pregnancy. The average age of women with PABC is 32 to 38 years. As more women are delaying childbearing, and as breast cancer rates continue to rise, more diagnoses of PABC are anticipated. PABC is a relatively rare event surrounded by multiple variables. Few studies address the best management and treatment options. 6. Breastfeed. Researchers believe that the months without a period during pregnancy and breastfeeding may reduce a woman's risk of breast cancer. This accompanies the data that suggests that late-onset menstruation and early menopause reduce risk as well, due to the smaller window of estrogen exposure over a lifetime. Women who are breastfeeding are often acutely aware of how their breasts feel, so they will usually notice any physical changes. It is common to find breast lumps during lactation, which can lead women to worry about breast cancer. Women who know they have breast cancer are likely to have concerns about the safety of breastfeeding and may wonder whether their cancer treatment could affect the baby. Overall, breastfeeding lowers the risk of breast cancer, especially in premenopausal women. The months of pregnancy and breastfeeding will decrease the number of menstrual cycles that a woman has in her lifetime. This will reduce her exposure to hormones that can increase the risk of certain cancers. Despite the low risk, women should speak with a doctor if they have any concerns about their breast health. 7. Know your family history or personal history of breast cancer increases your risk. If an immediate relative, such as your mother or sister, has had breast cancer, it is important to let your doctor know, as breast cancer can be genetic. If you have immediate relatives who've been diagnosed with breast cancer, and, potentially, some other cancers, it's worth talking to your doctor about genetic testing to determine if you carry a genetic mutation that increases your risk of the disease. Genetic testing can also be beneficial to those who have already been diagnosed with breast cancer, regardless of family history. Some tests focus on a specific area of one gene to look for a mutation, while others analyze an entire gene. Panel tests, as they're called, look at a set of genes for mutations. These tests can include as few as 2 genes or as many as 25 to 30. 8. Examine your breasts monthly. Checking your breasts every month may not reduce your risk of developing breast cancer, but it may help detect breast cancer early. The earlier breast cancer is found, the more treatable it is. Breast cancer is the most prevalent type of cancer among women. The disease rarely causes symptoms until it reaches a relatively late stage. but it may produce noticeable ones such as pain or a lump in the breast, changes in nipple appearance. Being aware of the possible signs and symptoms of breast cancer is an important strategy when it comes to detecting the disease. The screening mammogram is considered the best tool for identifying breast cancer in people of average risk, but it does not detect all breast cancers. And while routine breast cancer screening tests are recommended for women over the age of 40, young women and men of all ages can develop the disease too. Over the years, your breasts can change slightly in their appearance as you gain or lose weight or go through menopause. But major alterations or rapid changes in the appearance of your breasts are concerning. While uncommon, it is possible for early breast cancer to cause signs and symptoms even without a visible change on a mammogram. Mammograms are thought to miss roughly 15% of breast cancers. 9. Get a mammogram. Like the breast self-exam, a mammogram won't prevent the development of breast cancer, but it can detect cancer. Sometimes it can be difficult to feel a lump in the breast, and a mammogram is likely to detect any lumps that cannot be felt. For most women, an annual or biannual mammogram starting at age 40 to 50 is recommended. Mammograms are an important tool both for screening and in the diagnosis of breast cancer. The test involves placing your breast between two plates and using X-ray imaging to look for any suspicious findings. A mammogram alone cannot be used to diagnose breast cancer but can aid in the diagnosis by classifying normal or suspicious findings in detail. Mammograms can sometimes detect breast cancers in the earliest stages before any symptoms are present but can miss some cancers as well, especially in younger women who have dense breast tissue. A mammogram may be ordered as a screening test, screening mammogram, to look for any evidence of breast cancer in women who do not have any symptoms. 10. Breast cancer treatments have improved greatly over time and you have more options than ever. Some breast cancer treatments, such as radiation and surgery, like lumpectomy, are local, aimed at the tumors and removing them from your body. Others, chemotherapy, targeted therapy, and hormone therapy, are systemic, meaning the goal is to chase down and destroy stray cancer cells throughout your body. Choosing one or a combination breast cancer treatment depends on several factors, including the type of breast cancer you have, its stage, your hormone receptor status, and more. Surgery: the earlier the stage of breast cancer, the more likely surgery is performed and may be curative. The extent of the spread of the breast cancer is what mainly dictates which of the following is performed. Lumpectomy, often referred to as breast-conserving surgery, lumpectomy involves removing the cancerous tumor and a surrounding margin of tissue. It's most common with early-stage breast cancer. Due to the risk of leaving behind some cancerous cells, lumpectomy is typically followed by radiation. Mastectomy involves removing the entire breast. If both breasts are removed, it's called a bilateral or double mastectomy. Sometimes, other tissues, such as the muscle that lies behind the breast, are removed as well. Radiation is not as common following mastectomy as it is after lumpectomy. There is no way to guarantee you won't get breast cancer, but implementing the above strategies may help you avoid it. Talk to your doctor about what you can do to modify any unhealthy lifestyle habits you may have. They can also advise you on how often to get routine screening tests and whether you are a candidate for genetic testing. Do you want other illness that you want me to highlight? Comment down below. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. See you on my next video. Ma salama.